Hey everyone, welcome back to Anxiety Rewired. It's Latham here. I'm so glad that you are here. Before I get started with this episode, I just wanted to say that I am so grateful to each and every one of you that watched my first ever podcast. If you missed that one, you can go back and watch that. It was a brilliant episode, and thank you for the comments. Next thing is, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on some epic content that I have planned for you that's coming up really soon. I love talking about anxiety and helping people to recover, not just cope from anxiety. So what are we talking about on this week's episode? I've got a real good one lined up. I want to teach you and share with you the real reason why you are worrying, okay, why you worry a lot. And then I'm going to share with you 2 tools that are going to help you to deal with your worry once and for all. So if you're ready, let's get started. All right, my friends, welcome to the Anxiety Rewired Podcast. I'm Lath. It's great to have you here. We're talking about worry today, something that all of us go through. And I want to let you know, I just want to start with this. I want to preface. I want to let you know that worry is actually quite normal. It really is. It's not the worrying that we need to worry about. It's how excessive our worry is and how much our worry impacts us in our life. Because worry can have an incredible impact on our body over time. All right, I think of worry like through the lens of we have that acute style of worry where an immediate threat comes up in our environment or something is happening in our life and it needs to be dealt with right now. And then there's another type of worry that I'm going to talk about in a minute that's more like chronic. Okay, chronic being ongoing over time. And this really does add up. And what I want to tell you is, what if you didn't have to worry about being worried and worried about managing your worry for the rest of your life? What if you could actually work with your worry in a very strategic way that would enable you to release and let go of the worry so that you can step forward more confidently into your life? Well, I'm here to share with you that it's absolutely possible that you can end the vicious cycle that we find ourselves stuck in, the intrusive thoughts, those loops of negative thinking, those random, completely out of the moment thoughts that come into our brains, and we think, where did that come from? And then we go on that roller coaster of an emotional ride and we step into a world of worry. Absolutely incredible. So for me, how I used to deal with my worry is I would always, when I was in my job, my previous job, I would always be looking for, and I know most of you will probably be able to relate to this, the what ifs. What if that person injures their back? I'm going to be responsible if I don't say something. What if someone comes in and forgets to do a safety check on a machine and that machine fails, and as a result of that, one of our drivers gets killed? What if I forget to get the lines people in to paint the security and safety lines down on the ground where people need to park and stop, and somebody doesn't park and stop because I forgot to book in the person to come and do the spray painting, so they don't know where to stop, and then that person ends up running over one of the kids in our yard? And on the cycle goes. How about for you? Like, what are your what ifs? We've all got those moments where worry just consumes our life. And I'm here to tell you, sometimes when we get caught in the spiral, we get trapped inside the nervous system dysregulation that continues to fuel our worry. So we need to learn how to manage our worry to be able to release ourselves from the grip that it has on us. Because inherently, worry is a calling to want to fix something in life that hasn't happened yet. Okay, let me say that again. Worry is a calling to fix something in your life that hasn't happened yet. We get caught up in the what ifs of life. So worry is not protection like what most people sometimes think it is. Worry is actually projection. It's a projection into the future. We're worrying and we're trying to fix and control, and our behaviors become reflective in the thinking of worry because we're trying so hard to either minimize or avoid these situations that potentially could happen to us in the future. And we get caught here, my friends, and we get stuck in this loop. And as we continue to fuel the cycle of worry, guess what happens? What are we reinforcing? This is it, worry. This is a pattern for us, and we keep going through it, and we keep going through it until one day we wake up and our nervous system is completely fried. It just can't handle anymore. It just can't handle it anymore. So then as a result of our nervous system feeling so disconnected and so disillusioned by what's happening or what's not happening or what we're trying to worry about or fix or control in our lives, we begin to see things diminishing in our lives, like relationships with people we love. That's a big one for me. Trying to control relationships, trying to make people be a certain way so that I wouldn't have to worry about them. I remember putting people through so much of my life because of my own worry, because of my own self-protected behaviors, because I worried that things would happen to them. And, we justify these, right? Because we think that I just want to make sure that you're safe. But to what degree do we allow that to impact our relationships in our life? And also, to what degree do we allow it to impact a relationship with the most important person in your life, which is you? It's you. So I'm here to help you to get a hold of this worry, to put you back in the driver's seat of your life again. Okay, so let's start with worry. There's 2 types of worry. Okay, I want you to write these down. It's super important. The first type of worry is an intrusive worry. An intrusive worry is a thought about something that just randomly pops up. And all of a sudden, you don't know where it comes from. You ain't even thinking about it. It just pops into your mind. Okay, can you relate to these? I certainly can. I remember the days of arriving at work and thinking, I hope someone doesn't die today. What a way to start your day, Laith. And then on we go, start visualizing people falling apart. And then all of a sudden I'm out there trying to control situations. Hey, have you got your high vis on? Hey, you need to put your hard hat on. All the stuff over the top, right? Absolutely 100% yes. And this doesn't discount behavior, negative behaviors. Of course, we have to take responsibility for our own health and well-being. But intrusive thoughts come when nothing's really going on. They just pop into your life and you entertain the loop. You get involved. You're like, I'm getting on the worry train today, my friends. Let's go. All of a sudden, you're in the loops. You are heading down the highway of worry and you are feeling like it just pushes your buttons. You are feeling it. You get scared. Maybe you get a little angry. Maybe you get anxious about, I don't know if I'm going to be able to meet that next bill payment then. And if I don't meet that next bill payment, and if I can't afford to pay it, how am I going to put food on my family's table? And then my kids are going to die. And then away we go. This is the worry loop. So intrusive thoughts. That's the first one. The second one is engaged worry. This is where we actually just worry about things that are in our active experience right now. This is something we're absolutely reminded of. So we walk into the kitchen, we see that leaky tap, and we know that we should have called the plumber last week, but we haven't. So all of a sudden, we're worried about the power bill. We're worried about the water bill. We're worried about the money. Oh, man, that's going to cost me extra. I should have just got the plumber, and now it's going to cost me twice as much because of the leak, or the leak in the roof, or I should have booked the car in for a service. What if the oil runs out and the engine, oh my goodness, the engine could blow up? Do you see yourself in any of these scenarios, or can you imagine engaged worry and what that's like in your life? You're probably sitting there nodding your head like, oh my goodness, yes. So listen, I don't need to skill you on what worry is all about. You're already an expert at it, as I was as well. So Laith, enough with the talking. How do we deal with the worry? I want to introduce you to 2 things. Okay? These might sound completely weird, super nuts, but I want you to go with me on this for a moment, okay? And if you've got a pen and paper, grab it, please, because I want you to write some notes down, because I don't want these podcasts to be just another thing you listen to. I want you to use the tools here, apply them consistently in your life, which is absolutely key. Consistency will yield results as long as we're doing the right things, okay? So what I want you to do, I want you to become really good, okay, at scheduling, hear me out, a worry window daily for yourself. You have lost your mind, Laith. You're nuts. I'm serious. Your worry should not be allowed access to your entire daily schedule. That is like just allowing any human to walk into your house at any time of night or day. Now, that might be okay for you, but for a lot of humans that I know, there's limits. If you're coming over, let me know. Why are we treating worry any differently? Okay? So as worry comes into our active experience, my friends, I want you to get really good at noticing that it's coming up. All right. And I want you to put a worry window of time in place. Now, that could be 15 minutes a day where you get to sit down. This is key. You sit down in a quiet place where you'll be undisturbed. You get out your diary, your journal, your book, something, you're going to write it down. We want it out of your head. We want it down on paper, okay? Because keeping it in here is taking up a lot of space, a lot of energy, and it's clogging up your RAM. Think about a computer, right? Too much loaded on there is slowing the system down. Let's stop slowing our brain system down and body systems down. Let's just stop it. You sit down, you schedule that window. Now, hear me out. Please don't do this first thing in the morning or last thing at night. You don't want to start your day off worrying about all the stuff you've written down and then leaving your house, going to work, going, now I've just reminded myself of everything I've got to worry about. What am I going to do? No. And you most certainly don't want to go to bed, sitting up in your bed, getting ready to go to sleep and writing down all your worries and having that all on your mind for your subconscious to process while you're sleeping. Nuh-uh. You want to find a window in your day somewhere, okay? Be diligent with this, be flexible with this in terms of finding that time, but try and make it the same time every single day, okay? Because then again, it's one less thing you've got to worry about. Where am I going to find time? Book that time in. Treat it like an appointment. Schedule it into your calendar. I mean it. Either write it on your calendar every day. Your worry time. This is my worry window. Put it in your phone. Set a reminder. And then you've got space. During that time, that 15 minutes, even half an hour, if you've got a lot going on, I want you to sit down with your journal, with your book, and write down everything you're worried about. That is your time. That is absolutely your committed time to write down what you're worried about. At the end of every worry, I want you to write down something super important. Stick with me here. I am worried about not meeting my next bill payment on time. I am worried that my kid won't make it to the bus stop in time and I will have to pick him or her up and I don't have the time. I am worried that my partner might leave me. I am worried that I will lose my job. I want you to write all of this down. At the end of every worry, I want you to think just for a minute during your worry window, is this within my control or is this outside of my control? Because let me share something powerful with you. Everything that sits out of our control, we need to learn really quickly how to let those go because they stay inside the computer and they're slowing your systems down. We've got to learn, and by the way, I teach you how to do this as well inside my SomaFit Academy, where I teach you how to release and let go of so much of what we're holding on to. But if you want access to that, just let me know in the comments below. I'm happy. Just say, Laith, 28-day SomaFit Breathwork Challenge. I'm going to show you how to use just breathing to help you release and let go of worry. It's amazing. But I digress. Controllable, uncontrollable. Uncontrollable stuff needs to go. Okay? Keep going with your list. I can control this. I can't control this. This is outside of my control. I do have influence on that one. That I don't have any influence over. I don't know if I'm going to lose my job or not. All I can do is do the best I can with the skills I have in my job and have a great attitude about it. Okay, so that's kind of outside of my control. If they let me go, that's up to them. So you go through your list, okay? And that's all I want you to do. I don't want to bombard you with too much, all right? But I want you to know that getting it out during your window is going to serve you in the most powerful way. The most powerful way. All right? So what you do is, okay, well, Laith, that's great. I've got a worry window, but what about the worry that comes up during the day or the intrusive thoughts and the things about people dying and all this kind of stuff that's going on in my brain right now? Absolutely awesome question, right? What you've got to get really good at doing is noticing when they come up and unhooking from them. The problem with worry is when it comes up, we hook into it, okay? Like baiting a fish. You've just been hooked, all right? The bait is on. The bait got thrown out. Here comes the worry, and you've bitten it, mate. You've caught onto it. Now you're hooked. You're hooked. So I want you to notice worry coming into your active experience, and then this is where the second technique comes in, okay? This is the next technique I want to teach you about, okay? Which is super important. What I want you to learn to do is I want you to learn how to notice, right? Notice the worrying things coming up in your life. Notice them surfacing up in your thoughts, in your body, in your active experience. And I want you to learn to unhook, to get that hook out of there. I'm not interested in the bait today. and I want you to play with it. Okay? This is completely bonkers, but it friggin' works. Play with it. I want you to say things like, no, you don't. I want you to imagine it's Cheryl at your front door. I'm coming in, and it's midnight, and you're like, nah, no, you're not, because this is my time, right? Cheryl, you can come back at 8 o'clock during my scheduled window, okay, for worry. See you later. It's Frank. Frank's here to talk about how I've got a leak in my roof. Great. Frank, not today, buddy. This is how I want you to treat your worry. I want you to elevate your voice, and I want you to get playful with it, okay? And if you're hearing the voices in your head like, but if you don't get it fixed, this is going to cost you $10,000. I want you to play with that in the moment. Because right now, when this worry is surfacing in your life, is not a good time for you, because you have a window now that you are scheduling for your worry. You are channeling it into one area, one time, one space in your life, so that it doesn't consume your whole day like it did with me. Okay, we're going to learn how to not just manage this, we're going to learn how to work through this worry, because there's stuff we can do with this stuff that's bothering us. And then we're going to learn how to let go of the other stuff we have no control over. I can't control the weather. If it rains tomorrow, I'm just going to have an umbrella ready. Can't do anything about it. Why worry about it? All good. You know, we learn how to release and let go. So unhook and play. And you use that through language. Oh, here comes the story. Yep. Come on in. I know the service in the car. Yeah, I know I got to get a service in the car. All good. I'll see you at 12:30 during my worry window. Gotcha. And then you just go about your day. You unhook. You be playful. Okay. It takes a bit of practice. You unhook, you play, and then you go back to what you were doing before the worry started kicking in. So if you're reading to your kids, if you are at work and you're sitting at your desk and replying to an email, you go straight back. Okay, straight back to doing what you were doing, okay? It's super important. It's 3 parts. Unhook from it, play with it, go back to what you were doing, and you repeat that cycle, and you begin to retrain your brain that we are not doing this right now. No, we are not, Mr. Worry. Frank, Miriam, not today. You're not welcome here today, but I will see you at 12:30. I know it sounds nuts, but do this for a week, my friends, and notice the difference it creates in your life. Okay, just notice how putting these small tools into your life can have a significant difference on the quality of your day. This is not about having the most incredible year ever. Okay, we're not there yet. We're still stuck in worry and overwhelm and anxiety. This is not about having the best month of my entire life, although you can absolutely do that. This is about working with having a really nice day. Meeting everyone where they are right now. Let's have a good day today. Let's schedule our worry for later, and let's actually enjoy this present moment, because the reality is worry, we are projecting into the future. We've left ourselves in this moment. We are now wandering off into the future, and we are wrapping ourselves around things that possibly could happen but haven't happened yet. You know, Mark Twain had a beautiful, beautiful quote. I can't quite remember the exact words, but it was along the lines, I've worried about so much in my life, of which most of it never happened. Okay, pretty deep stuff, but it's true. And I cannot begin to tell you the amount of things that I've worried about in my life that have caused me sleepless nights, that have caused me to break down and cry and worry, you know, and that have caused me absolute heartache and pain. We don't need to put ourselves there all the time, okay, all the time. We can learn through using these tools how to set ourselves free. So sending you so much peace. Please let me know if you like this podcast. I love being here to support people. And if you are interested in learning how to manage worry, I'm going to teach you some incredible tools inside of my 28-day challenge that I run. This is powerful. Anyone can do this. It's gentle, right? There's nothing extreme. It is a beautiful, gentle 17-minute practice that I teach people how to do each day. And it's setting so many people free. So if that's of interest to you as well, let me know in the comments. I'll get a link to you. And it's going to be incredible. What an amazing journey. So enjoy your day. Let me know how this goes for you, and I'll see you on the next episode.